Jennifer here with Murphy's Nest, and today I'm going to tell you guys about what we are working on. We are setting up our business to become pallet liquidators, and the reason I got into this, if you didn't see our previous video, was because what I was doing, door dashing every single day, was not making the money, the income, the lifestyle that I really would like. And I believe, honestly, you can't get what you want unless you go for it. So Jeff and I had talked about flipping pallets for a while now, because I have flipped furniture, we've done thrifting, we've gone to the Goodwill bins, we've done so much stuff in that route that, you know, we really were interested. So it's been a while since we actually have been thrifting, mostly because I can't handle the clutter of keeping all the stuff around. So that is something that we do have to work on. We did get our very first pallet to test it out and see what's in them and if we like what we got and where we got it from and the pricing, and just, you have to experience what your customers are going to experience. So we did that in our previous video. If you haven't, go check that out. Before we get started though, because we are starting this channel fresh, give us a big thumbs up and like our channel. If you guys are liking the content that we're putting out, make sure that you subscribe. Okay, so you guys might wonder, what got you guys thinking about doing a pallet business? And the reason is, I am just not happy with the way things are going in my life, the things that we are doing. The money that I'm making is not bringing in the kind of income that I'm looking for. So it's not providing the lifestyle that we want or the flexibility that we need. Me, myself, I do have a lot of flexibility. I do DoorDash, but I'm not bringing in, you know, enough to cover the bills every month. My husband, he works full-time. He does a wonderful job at his work. He has a knowledge in sales. He's been a manager for many years, and he is just going to thrive, I think. Once we get him to leave his job and this becomes profitable, I think he's gonna do wonderful here. Now myself, I have a little bit of background because I helped set up a couple businesses for collections. So I have the knowledge of putting together, what do you call it? A plan of action. That's the word I was looking for. So I have the knowledge of putting together plans of action, you know, the steps to move forward, the things we need to do, the timelines that we should put on there, the parameters. I'm pretty good at doing the research, and I also have done a lot of administrative duties. I've done a lot of payment processing, a lot of data entry, and I really think between the two of us putting our heads together, we are going to do well. This is going to be a big learning curve for a husband and wife to learn to work together though, because there is a lot of things you have to put into play. It's not always going to be, you know, smelling roses. It's going to be a challenge. I mean, Jeff and I do butt heads quite often, and I'm a born leader, and I don't know, at home he doesn't really like to listen to his wife. So if I become boss, how is that going to affect things? Okay. So going back to a little bit of doing research, we just recently found out there are a couple places in the area. One is a store that actually is running out next to a Dollar General, and they actually buy the pallets themselves and then they open them up and they sell them. It's kind of like what I want to call a warehouse sale. And then there's another store that does something similar, but their store is strictly I'd say like house goods. So they have things from like Home Depot, Lowe's, they have like ceiling fans, they have like tiles, bathtub vanities. I mean, the variety of home stuff that you'd be looking for. And they've been in business for quite a while. We've actually bought quite a few things from them, and they're great. So then there's another place that we did notice, and they do the same thing. They buy the pallets and then they put them in their store. But recently, over the last few times I've been in there, their store has been very, very like low inventory. So I don't know if they just don't have the capital coming in to buy new stuff. And then some of the stuff they're getting is not exactly what I'm looking for. So we have not really bought too much from them. So then we were doing a little research, and my husband says that he knows that there's a place by a flea market, and he believes the guy buys the pallets and sells them. There's another girl who I also saw, she buys pallets, but I think she also flips them for herself, and I think the pallets that she has might just be leftovers or things she can't sell. She does appointment only, which is not very convenient if you're gonna be in the pallet flipping business. So, I still think that we have a leg up on a lot of these places, and I have a very good idea on how to make this work for us in terms of advertising and in terms of trying to get the word out there. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you one or two of the locations that are open and show you guys what these people are doing, and then we can kind of critique them. Okay guys, so I found this location on Facebook. I'm not going to share all the details with you. I can leave that up to you guys to locate them if you need to. So this place is located in a decent neighborhood. However, it's on the edge of the city, which is also part of a bad neighborhood. But there are a lot of warehouses, a lot of like businesses, machine businesses and things like that out here. So I'm not sure, you know, in terms of their particular customers, how many they get. My husband said he had seen 2 people from this address posting on the page, and it looks like they might actually have like store items, like a warehouse sale, but they also have the pallets. So I'm not 100% to see like what they're going to really have. So we're really gonna have to see what it's like. I'm going to try to film, but I don't want to be too sneaky about it. So I will see what footage I can get, and then I'll let you guys know what my opinions are. Okay, so again, I did not have the opportunity to film. Reason being is there was someone following me the whole time. Apparently their warehouse, the way everything is set up, is they open every single pallet. Now they do this for a different type of reason. It's not to cherry pick through, but they do this to make sure that there are all the parts for every item. They also do this to make sure that if it's damaged, they're able to list it as damaged. It also gives them a more accurate price point to offer. The guy said they've been in business for a year, and he said they grew like super fast. So I don't know what that really means, but when you walked in, their front area was like a really nice office setup with like custom like desk with a nice glass plate on it, and I mean it was really nice inside there. Then you can walk through the door, but you have to be accompanied by somebody who works there, and they ended up showing me that they had these giant warehouse racks where they have items that they open. Now the items that they open, they put on the shelves and then they sell them on their website. So that's where they put those. Now they have pallets that are technically not touched, but they are because they check the quality of the item. And then they put them on there. He had Home Depot. He said majority of the items they're getting in is Amazon. And then he had 3 pallets of Target. He had tons of tool loads from Home Depot. Prices, I think, started at 150 bucks and then went up. Quite a few of them had large boxed items. But he did have Gaylords. So they had a variety of stuff. I wouldn't mind maybe getting 1 or 2 pallets from him and just testing them out and see. I did ask if we wanted to go and get like maybe like 13 pallets or something like that, if that was something we could do, if they do like a bulk discount or anything like that. The girl I spoke with said that we would discuss it when we're ready to make a purchase, but she said maybe we can do like 10% off or something like that depending on what we buy. So that's great. And then I told him, I said we have a pickup, or not a pickup, an SUV, and we can't typically put a whole pallet in there, so we have to break it open. Is it okay for us to open it and load up our car? He said yes, and they also said that you can buy a load today of whatever pallet you want, and then they offered to keep it for up to 3 days for us, so we can make arrangements to either get a pickup truck or a box truck, or if we don't have the place to put it immediately, we can do that, but we're still getting the pallet that we particularly want, which is great. So I mean, it's a lot of really good stuff. I'm very excited that they're doing so well, and like I said, they're in a nice neighborhood, but they're on the verge of the city where there is some bad trouble, but they have it locked down like in a nice format where it's not like anybody can just walk right in there. So it's a really nice setup. There are a couple other places that we wanted to check into. There's this other place that I was telling you about that's next to a Dollar General, and every time I've gone over there, their hours are terrible. I can never get in on a certain time, so I'm gonna have to check that out one day. But today, yeah, my daughter's school called and it's time to go pick her up. She is not feeling well. So fingers crossed it's not COVID related, and we'll see you guys in the next video.